All right. I wanted to make a video driving home from work today. Um, so this is more of a video of just like as you're recovering and kind of like as you are going through the processes and kind of like how you can experience setbacks or little reminders throughout the day as you are recovering and feeling better for longer and longer periods of times. How there would be certain times where you'd get a reminder throughout the day of just like, man, what did I experience? Like, what a crazy time that was. Or you might feel a bodily sensation that was really prevalent during your anxiety, like the heyday of your anxiety, right? And it's pretty easy to kind of fall back into that thought process and the cycle of that thought process and the continuous that spiral that's so easy to fall into. But for me, in my experience and how it's been working for me, is that the cycle, the memories of what you experienced comes back sporadically throughout the day, but it no longer spirals. So for me in particular, it went from I would get breaks in the anxiety, and then sorry, I'm eating my gum. You would get breaks in your anxiety, and then it would, for me personally, because I experienced DPDR, it would be breaks in the anxiety, but I still felt a little bit cloudy, and that never really went away. I would honestly say until just about recently, honestly. So the anxiety goes away, but then you get this thing of just like, okay, a memory kicks back, and then you start spiraling again. And so you get breaks, and then it would shut off again. And so that was the cycle for me. But I knew I was starting to make more and more progress in recovery when the spiraling would automatically kind of start going away quicker and quicker until the spiral doesn't really exist anymore. Now, mind you, you still get the memories that kind of flash back, the things like that, but overall it just kind of stops, and in that process, for me at least, the cloudy head and clarity of thought really started to kind of come back. I mean, yeah, the clarity started coming back. The foggy headedness started to dissipate, and it really is just a matter of just everything kind of slowly just going away. That's my experience, at least, right? And so I knew something was up so one thing that I was really good at was I was a very spiritual person. I prided myself in having an open mind and thinking about things much differently than what was the norm. And I really enjoyed that about myself. And also, I was able to do any kind of math in my head. Multiplication with multiple numbers, division with decimal, I mean, just everything. And, when I was going through my 2-year struggle, 2.5 years, I guess, I don't know, struggle, the spiritual side of myself, I guess you could say, was completely gone. I could not even have an open mind to think about things. The ability to do numbers and recall was completely gone. Just felt like this fog, and so for me to be able to start having that come back very slowly, and you don't really even realize it. But I realized it because I was doing work, and then I just started to say the numbers. I was like, oh shoot, and I caught myself, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, this is back. This part of me is back, and everything. It just starts coming back. But the purpose of this video is just like today. I felt some bodily sensations, and yesterday, and I caught myself starting to wonder, what if it's something different? What if it's something more? What if? And the thing is that when I started to think about that, I started to realize that I'm falling back into the cycle. But here's even the funny thing, is that the what if questions weren't even as strong as before. But this time I caught it. I knew everything that was going on, and again, it just went away. And so typically, like at least from the videos that I used to binge watch on anxiety, you're listening to people that have already recovered fully and already fully have gone out of it. And they're trying to, when they're making the videos, they're trying to recall on memories and experiences that have already passed. And it's difficult to reconnect back to that because you're out of that state of being. You're not in there anymore. And why I want to make these videos as I'm going through my experience is that I'm hoping that those of you that are also in the same situation are able to pick up on what I'm speaking about as I'm experiencing this, and understanding that not only at a mental level but at a physical level as well, that hey, this thing is getting better, I'm getting better, and I think the biggest thing to kind of get out of your mind, I know I had to do that for myself, was you are not just going to wake up one day and it's going to be all better. It's just not going to happen. It's not how it works. But the most important thing is to focus on how you are responding to everything. Focus on how you're responding to everything. And everything, I don't even know how to explain it, but it just starts going away. It just starts going away. It's difficult for me to kind of focus back on what I used to think about and the energetic feeling that I used to get. All of it. But it's pretty cool because it's almost like, I don't want to sound cheesy and say superpower, but you now know when something isn't true because you've been able to work on yourself so much by just focusing on how you respond, by accepting and focusing on how you respond. You start to understand now, because you have such an experience with what anxiety is and how it made your body feel. So now whenever you experience anything like self-doubt, when you experience ideas of like not being good enough, ideas of like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I shouldn't go through with this, maybe I shouldn't go just talk to this person that I really like, maybe I shouldn't go for this job, maybe I shouldn't speak up to my family about what I'm experiencing. All of that what if, maybe I shouldn't, all that hesitancy that you have inside. By experiencing anxiety at this level, you now know that that's not really who you are. And now you know that that's part of a fear-based thing that you got inside of you. That number one, you know how to overcome, and number two, you can really grow and flourish. And it's actually a very beautiful thing when you actually go through it and experience it more and more and more. I remember listening, if I would have listened to myself talking right now, like a year ago, I'd be like, this guy's a freaking idiot. Like, what is he talking about? I remember there was a point in my journey where I felt so disconnected from love. I felt so disconnected from spirit, from God, the creator, the universe. I sat there and I literally swore I'd said, F all the angels, F God. Why would I experience this kind of thing if there was a truly supreme being that loved us, and all of that, you know? And I just remember that. I just remember being so angry and being so frustrated. But now I look back at it from a place of love, you know what I mean? It's like, had I not experienced everything that I experienced, it's made me open my eyes and realize that I am much more than who I was before. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'll continue making these videos as I drive to work and back from work. You know, I just kind of talk as if I feel a need to kind of express some things, you know. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you are enjoying the videos. All right, bye.